pro day as far as attendance and many players?
I would say so. This is a huge group, especially the seniors. You know, I mean, we've had some big groups with lots of juniors or maybe some people that have come back, whatever. But just a pure senior group, which is what it was with the 3 juniors mixed in. Definitely the biggest and well attended. I think we had all 32 teams here and a bunch of coaches and some head coaches and GMs, a lot of GMs and personnel folks. So it's a good day. Woody does an awesome job of organizing this. This is one of his babies, if you will, that he manages year in and year out. He's our pro liaison guy. Does a great job dealing with all the scouts and just all the NFL folks. And he's at the combine and works on it all year to make it to where it's efficient for them and that they can get really good, accurate information and maximize their time here. So it's a big day for these guys, but a big day for our program too, every single year.
Is it different now that you guys have had, I mean, over the last 5-6 years, because it seems like all these guys are known nationally?
Well, yeah,
less questions?
I think that's probably the biggest thing is they're more known, they're more seen. They've played a lot in prime time. They've played on some big stages, and these guys have kind of grown up in the public eye, if you will. They haven't really been on the back burner, and with that comes a lot, you know, of expectations and scrutiny and things like that, and they've handled it well and consistently well, you know, year in and year out. So, I mean, this group in particular to win 55 games in 4 years, and not just win them, but how they won them. And the graduates, and most graduates of any bowl team, highest team GPA, most 3.0s. Christian wins the Campbell. Renfro wins the Bowden Award. B right there. So, you know, I think that's what makes it even more special is just how they went about their business, and the leadership of this group, really special. So, you know, I was happy for them today. They did what they needed to do, and the guy, I always get excited about the guys that didn't get to go to the combine. You know, the guys that get to go to the combine, they obviously put them through the ringer there, but then they get to see them. And they get to see them here, and our guys get to be in a very comfortable environment for them. So that's neat. But the guys who didn't go to the combine, to see them perform, we had some guys do really, really well today that I think solidified their opportunity. And that's all you can ask for. I mean, we got a bunch of those examples, whether, you know, an Adam Humphreys or whoever, that once they get the opportunity, they'll take advantage of it. And I think we got some of those guys that showed that today.
Who do you think helped themselves, Dabo?
What's that?
Who do you think helped themselves today?
Well, I thought Travion had a really good day. I thought Adam Choice ran well. I thought Milo looked great. I mean, all of them. I mean, Fauci wasn't going to do a whole lot other than lift and some of the drill work because of his injury, but you know, he looked good. And then JD and Judah ran well. I mean, so, you know, I think those guys really. I thought Hugo did a tremendous job. Hugo, he's got that brace off, and you can tell that the pop is back in his leg, and I mean, he just hit 153, 54 yards right there, and nailed it. So I thought he is warranted an opportunity, and I think that was probably his #1 goal, was to come in here and perform at a level to where he's going to get a chance, and that's all you can ask for. And I think he was able to do that today for sure.
You know, Dabo, you talk about these guys being known quantities, but now, I mean, the reputation must be there that, hey, if we go watch players at Clemson, there's a certain level of, you know, player we're going to get.
Yeah.
That's probably helped, you know, the population.
Well, I think they know our
well.
program,
Yeah.
you know, and so that I always take time in the morning to address the group, because just like when I go and recruit, I want to know where they're coming from, because they're going to bring that with them, good or bad. They're bringing it with them, and then it's our jobs to kind of meet them wherever they are and help them. But it's the same thing, and so sometimes I don't want them not to just come in and, oh, let's time these guys. I want them to know where they're coming from, and kind of some of the core values of our program, and because at the end of the day, I love my guys and I want to support them, but I want them to know that they're not just getting a good player; they're getting a guy. All this stuff, they're bringing it with them, and that's why they're making it. I mean, I think we've had think I've had 90-something guys either drafted or signed as a free agent, and 77% of them have made the roster. And there's a reason why that's happening. And that's kind of what I always talk to this group about in the mornings, is not just the player, but what they've been exposed to, culture-wise and program-wise, and that they're more than just a football player. You're getting a whole lot more. So I always tell them, if it's close, take the guy from Clemson. He's going to make you better. He's going to make your team. It's always a good day, and like I said, a good opportunity for us to talk about that. But these guys now, I'm going into my 11th year. They know who we are, and I definitely think a lot of these guys, that's a plus by their name. It's not a negative; it's a plus that they're coming from Clemson.
And Coach, a kid like Trey Lamar from the linebacker, how do you feel he did, and what will they get, from him at the next level?
Trey did great. I mean, I don't know all the times and all that stuff, and he's coming off a little injury from the combine, so he was able to do some other things. But I mean, he's a mountain of a man. He's a great football player. He can play football in any era of football. He's one of those rare guys. I mean, it's hard to find guys with his combination of size and speed and skill. So he's going to do well no matter what.
I don't know if we've asked you about this yet, but Austin Bryant playing on that injury, that he said it was like an 8 or a 9 on a 10-point scale.
Yeah, nobody knew it, And when the injury happened, they sat him down and they said, "Here's your 2 options. You can go ahead and you're going to have surgery. You can have it now, and you're done for the season, but you'll be, ready to go more ready to go for the combine and those things, or we can try to see if we can manage and get you through, and with some rehab, and we're gonna have to brace him, and he didn't even hesitate. And to me, that says all you need to know about Austin Bryant. I mean, he didn't even. He's like, he looked at Danny like he was crazy. Like, no, I'm playing. And so the first few games was very painful for him, very painful. But if you go back and watch, I don't even think he wore the brace in the national championship game, because it kind of scarred up, and he kind of got used to it. And I think in the national championship game, he just threw the brace away and like, all right, we're going to get this done. And so the pain wasn't as bad at the latter part of it, just because, again, I guess the scar tissue or whatever. But went right in and had surgery right afterwards, which we knew we were going to have to do, and he knew the consequences of that it was going to hurt him as far as being able to go and do some of this combine stuff. But I always tell these guys, man, listen, just watch the tape. That's why people make so many mistakes, is they make so many more decisions on measurables, and you forget you got to be able to play the game. And usually guys don't change their stripes. Just the way I see it. That's why our own camp, our summer camps, we don't do 40s. I don't run any 40s. I don't do heights and weights. I mean, if we can't evaluate the tape and tell if a guy can run and can play the game, because the game isn't played that way. I've been around a lot of guys that line up run 4.4 and they play 4.8, and I've been around some 4.8 guys that play 4.4. The game of football is different, and obviously you want speed and athleticism and all that, but you want football players, and that's what you got, in this situation for sure.
Speaking of that, how important is it to have draft classes like this for long-term, I guess, stability of the program and keeping it at the level you have?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a part